Chef Rocky here. We're making filet mignon, pan roasted, with herbs, butter, and a citrus sauce. We're going to start with these. These are beautiful, choice fillets. They're marbled pretty nice. They can almost be primed. They look really good. Over here, we got our citrus. We're going to use an Italian tangerine, some shallots, some rosemary, some garlic. Obviously butter. Filet and butter goes together perfect. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these. These are seeds that are crushed up. This is a combination of black pepper. Everybody uses black pepper in their steak. Black pepper, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of coriander. We're going to add the kosher salt to that, which is right here. And we're going to encrust them. We're going to start them on the top of the stove, and we're going to finish them inside the oven. They're pretty big. They're going to take a few minutes. In a few minutes, we're going to get started. Okay, drizzle a little olive oil. This is extra light olive oil. It can take a little bit extra heat. Rub this in a little bit. Don't be bashful. Keep one hand clean. We're going to sprinkle some kosher salt. Both sides. Be afraid to put some salt on these steaks. They're pretty thick. And then of course, the herbs, the spices that we crushed, the seeds. It's a little bit of fennel, a little bit of coriander, some black pepper. Pat it in. We don't want to kill it with those spices. We're gonna be doing something else to get some flavor going. Okay, this is basically it. Don't be afraid to roll these things around and make sure the edges are seasoned. These are thick steaks, so make sure you season every part, including the edges. These are pretty big steaks. Okay, so we got plenty of seasoning on here. Next thing is we're going to prepare our pan. Head to the stove. See, let's head to the stove here. You actually have a pan started, extra light olive oil, something that can take heat. We're going to be using butter here. Filet mignon is a great steak. It's tender, but it needs help when it comes to flavor. We're going to add the flavor here by pan roasting these things. We're going to do a couple of things here. We're going to combine that butter with some olive oil, extra light olive oil. This will certainly help the smoke point or the heat that it can take. We're going to get that going. We're going to move our herbs over here, and we got some garlic. Remember, you can't brown a steak unless you got heat. So until you start seeing that thing really get hot, we're going to use that butter to actually, lay right across these steaks. Now these are thick steaks, so patience in browning them and searing them is going to be important. Now we're going to add some garlic, whole cloves, because we're not going to eat this garlic. We're using the garlic to flavor the oil and the butter. These are shallots. There's a cross between the onion and garlic. Basically, it's a root vegetable that has a little additional sweetness than the onion. We're going to add these rosemary sprigs in here. And we're going to let it sit for a few minutes. It's a process you don't want to really rush. You want this to sit. Put those away. Keep that heat cranked and be patient. You have two things going on here. These herbs and these garlic cloves in the shallot is actually going to flavor that butter, which we're going to nappe across the top of these. And what that's going to do is actually add flavor to the surface of the steak. We all love the tenderness of a filet, but we know that it could be a bit boring. And now we're just going to let them sit. Okay, this is what I was talking to you about before. We're going to be basting. This is a method they use in restaurants all the time. We're taking this beautiful flavored butter that we created, and we're putting it on top of these steaks. Within a few minutes, they're going right into the oven, so a very hot oven, and finish roasting. Now, I hope my cameraman can get this. This is an important process. You know, this is a really important process. We've taken the time to develop all these flavors in that fat, which we know that the steak, the filet, does not have. This process is very important. Now, we've got a lot of things going on here, and in a minute they're going to go into the oven. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. The aroma and the way this is developing is incredible. Now, over here, we're going to take some citrus. We have an Italian tangerine, loaded with sugar, loaded with flavor, and we're going to actually take it and we're going to use this as a sweet element to the sauce. It's going to go in the oven. We're not going to worry about squeezing the juice because at the end we're going to make a sauce with that. Now with a little jiggle, combine everything together. You can see what we got going here. This is going in the oven. So say goodbye for a few minutes. We'll see in a couple minutes. Okay, so here's what we got. We're going to take one of these beauties out, put it here. This is asparagus wrapped in pastry puff. We'll talk about that on another video. And then you can see here we developed some sauce. We're not going to get crazy and make a big thick gravy. We're just going to take a little bit of this glaze off the top, put it right over this. And that's it, guys. Take a good look at this. This is a simple preparation. I'm going to cut it for you. I mean, that's cooked dead on, perfect, medium to medium rare. I'll actually taste it for you. How's that? Dip it into that beautiful herb butter. Unbelievable. That's it. That's simple. To the next video. See you later.